Virginia Woolf was a very talented English writer. She was known for her expressive writing style that made her books stand out. She grew up in a home of a historian, so she was raised in a very intelligent home. Her father had a large library at home, so she began reading at a very young age. She started her writing career in the Bloomsbury Group and wrote some of her most fan-favorite books, including To the Lighthouse. The book is based on the Ramsay family, who have a summer home on the Isle of Skye near a lighthouse. The son James wants to visit the lighthouse immediately, but his dad is very against him going to the house because he wants his son to spend his time wisely. James is one of 8 children, but he is the one we learn the most about. Miss Ramsay, the mom, is a dedicated hostess to all who join them in their summer home. The Ramsay house is more than just their family, including Lily, an aspiring painter who begins to learn from Mrs. Ramsay. A decade passes during the book, and during so, Mrs. Ramsay passes away. 2 of the Ramsay children are lost on the island, and the house just begins to fall apart. Chaos ensues between the people in the house, but as time moves on and after the passing of Mrs. Ramsay, it begins to soften Mr. Ramsay. In doing so, he begins the journey to the lighthouse with his son James and his daughter Cam. There are many themes throughout this book. One of the main themes that I have noticed that the author wanted to mention was the power of art and how it can change throughout situations. Lily, the aspiring artist, started the book by trying to paint Mrs. Ramsay, but as she passed and the house began to fall, she got blocked and didn't know how to finish her painting. She could not believe in herself like she once did, but in the end, when the family makes it to the lighthouse, that is when Lily finally finishes her painting and it discovers her real talent. There are a lot of classic gender roles in this book as well. Mrs. Ramsay is a classic stay-at-home wife who takes care of her husband and kids. Her only job is to clean the house and make sure that every meal is made for the family. Mr. Ramsay is the authority role in the house and is very dominant over everyone who is with them. The book goes through the family's love and loss. They experienced such a traumatic death in their family, but were able to bring themselves closer to one another. Mr. Ramsay had a difficult time connecting with his children, but after the death of his wife, he was able to create that close relationship with them. Woolf helped change the dynamic of how novels were written. She stemmed away from the typical plot-driven narrative into a more stream of consciousness read. This novel goes into the inner thoughts of the characters. She was able to beautifully explain how the characters were feeling, like it was you who was feeling it. She did not focus on what was happening and more of how it felt to the characters. Woolf was able to present her novel in a way that most other authors could not. In the time of reading, the authors thought that they must write some profound words to get the audience's attention, but Woolf was able to capture her audience by fleeting events in the book that grabbed the audience. This postmodern fiction has been able to inspire authors from all around the world. Lighthouse expanded literature in its time. This book introduced stream of consciousness writing and showed how you can blend the depths of a book into the outer structure.